Ciao. What is up, everyone? It has been some time since we talked and got it in. It's been since the Super Bowl, actually, which is insane. The Eagles won a Super Bowl. And I promised that I would be insufferable all off season. But I actually have been giving many of you non Eagles fans a break. I've been giving you a break. But anyway, if this is your first time tuning in, welcome to Fourth and Wine. My name is Sasha, and here we talk football. We sip on some wine. We chat a little bit about the wine that we're sipping on, and we do our thing. Anyway, today I can't wait to get into a few topics that's been going on this off season. So keep listening. You are checking out Fourth and Wine. All right. So boom. Let's actually get into the wine. I always be getting ready to talk football and forget. I'm about to be sipping and y'all gotta know what I'm trying. So today, God bless me for the pronunciation of this. I already started taking out the court. But this is a Teso Field Blend. This wine, according to the bottle, and I am pretty sure it was made in New Jersey, Southern New Jersey. It is from Mural City Cellars. No plug again, but this is the second wine that I've tried on here. They do everything local, which is very cool. This one has 12% alcohol. It's a very artistic bottle. It's honestly not an intimidating bottle. It's pretty chill, cool. The graphics on the front, look at that. Made in 2023. These grapes were harvested. And let me see if I can pop this cork out of here. Oh, without getting it on my white shirt, because I am a hazard to myself. Hold on. Ooh. Y'all, I'm not that bad at this. I promise you. I should have opened it before I started. Ow! The struggle bus is real. There we go. Here we go. All right. It's got like a little. I got this as a part of their wine club. So you pay every quarter and they give you a new wine that they bottled. Some of their wines have like this stuff. I'm assuming it's from the grapes, showing you pretty much that it's fresh, real, ain't nothing fake about it. I broke that. Yeah, smells acidic. Smells like grapes. Of course it does. But this is just my wine, so that might have looked gross, but me sticking my finger in there, that might not be an appropriate thing to say. But look, I don't care, y'all. This is me. Okay? Actually, just wash my hands. But ooh, I also put lotion on, so I hope it don't taste like Jergens or Cetaphil. All right, I'm gonna pour a glass. Let me get to what I'm getting to. Okay. So this is like live tasting. Um, it's pretty dark. It is. I guess it's a straw color. Um, it's not super acidic. There's some acidity. Like I see some bubbles in this wine, but it's a Teso Field Blend from Mural City Cellars. Grapes were harvested in 2023, and on the bottle it says a bright and vibrant barrel aged Chardonnay, Petit Menseng, and Tokai Fulano. Those are different grape varieties. I can tell you that. It says Elvage was in French oak. But yeah, so I'm going to try this. It says these grapes were picked, crushed, and fermented together. This lush and silky, ooh, I love the descriptions. Lush and silky blend has an amazing texture, bright notes of lemon curd, and subtle nuttiness. So let's see if we taste notes of lemon curd. So, smelling it, smells like apples, pears. It smells so good, y'all. I wish y'all were here to actually smell this, but it smells so good. Chardonnay is made in France. Petit Manseng is made also in France, and the Takai Fruilano from Italy. But while that's originally where these grapes were from, they're actually, since they were picked in New Jersey, I was reading up a little bit about wineries and things in New Jersey. And New Jersey, you know, they call it Dirty Jers, okay? Dirty Jers. And they are becoming more well known for wines. And they are said to have a few good wineries. I'm not going to plug any of them, but there's a few over there. So I got to make it a mission this summer to head over to Jersey because it's right across the bridge, pay my little $5 and check out some of these wineries. I can't remember what year it said it was. I want to say it was in 2012. New Jersey had a wine tasting, like a blind wine tasting with some, elite wine tasters, not me, okay? But some elite wine tasters from like Germany, Belgium, I think France was there, and the US. And they know their wines, okay? They've been in the game for a long time. Other countries been in the game for a long time. And in their blind test in 2012, 3 out of the top 4 of their favorite top ranked wines all came from New Jersey. So, New Jersey is good for something other than the highway between New York and Philly, okay? Let's taste it. Oh, it is pretty acidic. I'm really seeing the bubbles now. It's pretty balanced. Mmm. My mouth is watering. Mmm. Mmm. This would definitely go really good with like something fried. Maybe like a fried fish or a fried chicken, you know? Yes, I'm black. I'm not being stereotypical, but it could go really well with that. So if you're ever in Philly, like this, Mural City Cellars, they be having so many good wines. And the people there are super nice. And the bottles aren't like crazy expensive or anything. And it's such a chill environment there where it's like you don't feel intimidated by wine. They just tell you what it is. Like it's not, when you think wine, you think people walking around with their nose in the air, and it's really hard to like relate or even want to be interested in it. But they don't make you feel that way. But this is good. I do taste a little citrus. Maybe that's the lemon curd. Smells amazing. But let's get into it. We 9 minutes in. Let's get into this. Let's talk about what's been going on in the off season. A lot, honestly, a lot. More than I thought. I was like, I can take my time. Football season is over. I can chill, relax at least until, camp. No, no. The Eagles said, if you want to we're going to give you football news and drama and the tea all summer, all off season. So, tons of players have either left or been released or traded. So I'm about to run down the list of players who won the Super Bowl with us this year and are now gone. And first off, I am going to say that happens after a Super Bowl win. Your coaches leave. Speaking of coaches leaving, our offensive coordinator, now got a little head coaching job. So shout out to him. But people leave. Good things happen. People get better jobs. They get better money. The millennial in me still uses a notebook. Okay. Make fun of someone else. I kind of am into technology, but I like writing it out. But you get a job and you move on. More money. You win a Super Bowl. It's bigger and better things that are happening for you. So Eagles hired a new offensive coordinator, Kevin Patullo. I wonder if he from South Philly. He probably from South Philly for real. But a lot of players are gone now. So let's really get into the list. Let me stop stalling and let's get into the list. So, players that have left. Do I want to start with offense or defense? Let's start with offense. Fred Johnson, offensive tackle Fred Johnson. He went to the Jacksonville Jaguars. He ain't winning no Super Bowls there. Sorry, Trevor. That ain't happening, but it's all right. He spent 3 seasons here, and I loved Fred. He used to do the little tiny mics. Y'all watch the Eagles social media. He used to do the tiny mics. Who else? So, let's start here. Paris Campbell. He was like our 4th guy. So on the original roster, Paris Campbell did not make the original roster. The Eagles eventually signed him back in October to the active roster. So he was like our 4th receiver. And he was here on a 1-year deal. So he is gone. Let's see. Mekhi Becton. This one hurt me. Mekhi Becton, he signed with the LA Chargers. Big ticket. We got him from the Jets, where, he might not have been having the best career there with the Jets, but he came here and he just fit. He was here on a 1-season deal. Kelsey retired. They moved him in as like the Cam Jurgens replacement, since Cam moved to center because of Kelsey's retirement. But now he is gone. He was a 1st-round draft pick in 2020. So he has a lot of potential. I don't know why he didn't get re-signed here in Philly. He seemed as if he wanted to, and I'm sure they probably could have made it work, but I think they really wanted to free up some cash, but we'll get more into that later. Who else? Rick Lovato. That's my guy. Like on the low. You know what I mean? Like a player. Don't nobody know who Rick Lovato is, I guess. Philly fans know, but most people do not know. He won 2 Super Bowls here with us. The Eagles long snapper. He was here for 9 seasons, 3 Super Bowl appearances, 2 Super Bowl wins. So shout out to Rick Lovato. That is my guy. I don't know why I like him so much, but I do. Those are some of the offensive players. And we also have my guy, Kenny G, with the smooth jazz. Kenny Gainwell, he was going to be gone. When you sign a guy like Saquon Barkley, you're like, well, everybody else underneath of him, people probably view them as like, we could do without. But I wish Kenny G all the success. He is now gone. He signed with the Steelers. Kenny Pickett went to the Browns. Don't have much to say about that. He was here for 1 year, came from Pittsburgh. He is looking to get back into a starting position. Guys like him who started off as starters, started off as Bull was supposed to come, uplift the team, whatever. It didn't work for him in Pittsburgh. Came here, second string, had a chill year being behind Jalen Hurts. He can use that to his advantage because, like, this is a job. You could be like, yeah, I took a step back. I sat behind, Jalen Hurts and helped that team win a Super Bowl. And that's your interview pitch right there. So he over there with the Browns. They need a quarterback, okay? It's a lot going on in Cleveland. Unfortunately, with Deshaun and the drama and the injuries, everything, with Jameis leaving, with us getting their quarterback, they need somebody over there. So that is a great place for Kenny Pickett to land and at least get his feet wet. But that Cleveland Browns organization doesn't seem to do quarterbacks well. So I wish him the best. Wish him the absolute best. So now that we got the offense out the way, let's get into the defense. Bro, when I tell you so many of our defensive players are gone now, this is insane. If you already don't know this, you're living under a rock. But Avonte Maddox, cornerback, gone, which went to the Lions. That's his hometown. Maybe, he'll stay there. But he was here for 7 years, 7 seasons. He was an Eagle. Big play in Super Bowl 59. Honestly, I was shocked when Avonte Maddox had to go in the game, I believe, to give Quinyon Mitchell a breather, or Quinyon needed a moment. He got a little roughed up a bit. Avonte Maddox came in. I think it was Q. Avonte Maddox came in, and I was like, yo, they are going to go right at him. And sure enough, they did. And Avonte said, play with something safe. Batted that pass right down. Honestly, the Super Bowl was crazy. Those kids was balling. It's crazy for me to call them kids, but I'm pretty sure everyone on that Eagles team is younger than me. I hate sharing my age, but who else? Oren Burks, he was here on a 1-year deal. He went to the Cincinnati Bengals. Best of luck to him. He really came in and got the opportunity when Kobe Dean went down. He really got a chance to start, make a big impact. So shout out to him for the year that he was here. He's moving on. Who else? I got a list, y'all. I got my list. Big play Slay. He went to the Pittsburgh Steelers. He was here, 5 seasons, and he was here 5 seasons, bro. That just seems crazy to me. It doesn't even seem like he was here that long. Honestly, between like 2020 and 2022, life is a blur. Like, I don't know what happened in that time frame. COVID, and we was inside, and just lots of weirdness. I feel like a year and a half was like lost. But big play Slay, he went to the Steelers. He's getting older. He knew that his time in Philly probably was coming to an end, and he was correct. And with the addition of a lot of those younger guys, with Keely Ringo, I think going into his 3rd year, with Quinyon Mitchell coming in, the writing was on the wall for him. But him being a vet, being an all-pro, he got the chance to kind of help those kids and, help them get acclimated. And now, they on their own. James Bradberry. Y'all say what y'all want about James Bradberry, okay? He was here for 3 seasons. His first year, he was 2nd team All-Pro. Maybe it was a fluke. I don't know. But his 2nd year here, he definitely struggled. And I would say his 2nd year here in Philly, he definitely took a step back. But I think that's because everyone took a step back. It was a lot going on last season, not 2024, 2023. New coordinators, because after you go to a Super Bowl, you get new coordinators, like I was saying earlier. And quite frankly, it was just like a dumpster fire of just things not going well. I remember traveling for work and watching the first game of the 2023 season and thought to myself, wow, we're only winning like by one possession, if that, like 3 points here, a touchdown. Like we struggled. Jake Elliott was saving our souls. But James Bradbury, I think it was that had a lot to do with it. And then this season he got injured, and I feel like the Eagles just was like, you know what, the young bulls is balling. Just have a seat, keep you healthy, so that next year you can move on, do what you need to do. But shout out to him for getting a Super Bowl ring. I don't know, I like him, and he can dress. Like shout out to James Bradbury. He can throw a couple fits, okay? Throw a few fits. I crack myself up. Then another player, Josh Sweat. Like this could be a whole episode, me just talking about players that left. Josh Sweat, he went to the Arizona Cardinals. You know, I guess he reuniting with his guy Gannon. Um, he's here for 7 seasons, and he signed a deal with the Arizona Cardinals for $76.4 million. Get your money. Get your money. Good for him. Is it good for business? TBD. I don't know. When it was a toss up between paying Josh Sweat or Hassan Reddick a couple years ago, my money was on Hassan Reddick. Clearly, the Eagles thought otherwise. Fine. Nothing against Josh Sweat. Great player, but he can be inconsistent at times where, like in the first part of the first few weeks of the season, honestly, everyone was looking at the Eagles like, oh my God, this is going to be another repeat of 2023. And then they showed us and won the Super Bowl. They said, I don't know who you thought we were, but this is who we are. But Josh Sweat could be a little like inconsistent. Him and Bryce Huff at the beginning of the season, it was just like, bruh, we paid y'all some money to, give us something. Like y'all are the guys. And it seemed their performance was very lackluster. And I know y'all say it, but Josh Sweat was pretty inconsistent. But during the playoffs and, the remainder of the season, I feel like the whole team got a jolt of energy, but I also feel like Josh Sweat also got a jolt. And he played well. Another player that has moved on, Isaiah Rodgers. So Isaiah Rodgers was here for 2 seasons, but he only played this past season because his first season here, he was suspended for gambling. That's the rules in the NFL. So, follow the rules. But like it's just such a stupid thing. To be suspended for an entire season. Beat your what? Never mind. I ain't even gonna say that. Not the Jalen Hurts commercial playing in the background. Um, See, that's the millennial in me. Sometimes I get real grandmommy. But moving along, Isaiah Rodgers, he signed with the Vikings. Shout out, good for him. But I was shocked by that one. I was really shocked by that one. He was playing really well behind Slay, and I thought they'd keep him, especially with Slay leaving and moving on, us not paying Slay, but they got rid of him too. Like when all of these things were happening, I'm just thinking to myself, what are the Eagles doing? And people, in how we trust and all this other stuff. But y'all was ready to run him out the city a couple years ago. So let's not forget. But I really hope Howie know what he's doing. Because they were dropping like flies. Like my heart was breaking. Every morning I would wake up and shed a tear. I think I actually shed a tear when I learned Mekhi Becton was going to the Chargers. I think I woke up at 6 a.m. for work and tears came out of my eyes. But also Milton Williams. Like we could keep going. Milton Williams. He is gone. He is now a Patriot. And it looks like he's going to be playing defensive end in New England. 4 seasons here. He filled in a lot when Fletch. He filled in a lot more when Fletch retired, and and he made a huge impact. So him not being here, so now Fletch retired, Milton Williams gone. That was another heartbreak for me. And then let's talk about the other one. And this my last one. The last one, who now is no longer an Eagle after a Super Bowl season. Played 2 seasons here, not consecutively, but played 2 seasons. CJ Gardner-Johnson. He is now with the Texans. So he is with CJ and DeMeco. And CJ brought a lot of fire, grit, like that explosiveness. And I'm not going to hold you. I am and was very hurt by this. With him gone, Slay gone, it's just so many guys in that DB room that I'm like, oh my God, what are we going to do to replace you? The vets, because right now I feel like these guys are young. I definitely have always had faith in them. Like Keely Ringo, I got faith in Coop, Q, Reed. I guess he the vet for real. Reed, Sidney Brown, like those young guys, like this is definitely their opportunity to step up. And I've always had faith in them. And I don't know why, but Keely Ringo and Eli Ricks, I don't know. I like them and I wish them all the success. But losing CJ is crazy to me. Crazy. Because if we talking about the top performers at his position, most interceptions last season, he top 5. I think on the season, he had 6 interceptions on the season. But him and Slay was like going back and forth. I don't know, because CJ was saying, he could be the captain next year and this and this and this. And then he got traded. Like, I don't know, but they are both vocal guys. And they both going to talk and they're not going to back down. But I don't get what that whole beef was about. And I don't even have the energy to figure it out. But CJ, losing him and his productivity as a player is a hurt piece. But the biggest hurt pieces of all this, CJ, his production, 6 interceptions, like I said, gave us some TDs and some pretty crucial moments or whatever. But you can't be hot all the time. You can't always be hot. Like some, players mess up too. I try not to curse on here, But Mekhi Becton, I feel like that's a hurt piece. I'm just going to miss Mekhi. Big ticket, you will be missed. Have fun out in LA. Enjoy the sun. Enjoy the weather. But with Lane getting the extension until 2027, I guess we got time to develop some other players, but it was just like, dang, I really thought he was a good fit here. I'm definitely going to miss him. Isaiah Rodgers, I think, is going to be a big missing piece because now without Slay, who really is the vet in that room? And Reed might be, I don't know. But that's also where all this, argument between Slay and CJ came from. who's going to be the vet to kind of help them guys? Slay was like, I think Reed could be the next captain to lead them guys or be the next guy, vet to lead those guys. And CJ didn't like that very much. So they had a little but another like really, really big piece, and I feel like maybe people are like overlooking it a little bit, is Milton Williams and Josh Sweat. Like, as much as I didn't want, I didn't want Josh Sweat here. That sounds crazy, but as much as I would have probably chosen Hassan Reddick over Josh Sweat. Ooh, I hate saying stuff that's like attacking people, but like whatever. As much as I would have picked Hassan Reddick over Josh Sweat still was productive. He was a little less consistent than Hassan Reddick, but whatever. Be that as it may. Milton Williams and Josh Sweat will probably be some really big hurt pieces. So right now, we only got who? Like Bryce Huff with BG retiring. I just feel like that line, the edge, the pass rush, like it needs a guy. Now, Zach Bond got the contract he deserved after having a great year. So hopefully he does not disappoint next year. And I know we got other guys on that defense that can really show up and step up, but I do think Milton Williams and Josh Sweat were big pieces of that defense. So I do think it might be a little harder than maybe people are making it out to be, but we'll see. We'll see what Howie's got up his sleeve. Oh, hitting the mic. See what Howie's got up his sleeve. Now, Nakobe Dean, Nolan Smith, they really get an opportunity. But like the gaps in the line, that linebacker position, it's just a lot of unknowns. And maybe it's just because we need some of these guys to get the reps. Because once Nolan got the reps, Nolan played great last year. And people was really thinking he might be a bust. But like Nolan was outstanding. And I think it was just he needed it. All those young guys that was on that defense in 2023, they needed a seasoned defensive coordinator, Vic Fangio. They needed him. And they needed the reps. Like, I'm not going to learn if I can't do. Like, we just in practice hitting pads. Like, I need the real deal. So, I think right now, a lot of the players that are on this Eagles team, it's their position to lose. Yeah, the Eagles signed some guys in the offseason. Most of them I never even heard of. But they signed some guys. But the spot is theirs to lose. It seems like Howie, Nick, Vic, they telling you, I'm giving you the opportunity. I'm handing it to you. Here it is. Do you want it bad enough? I guess we'll see. We'll see in summer. We'll see in summer training camp and all that. But who's new? I don't know who new. I don't know who's new on this roster. I haven't the slightest idea who's new on this roster. I can tell you their names, maybe. Running back AJ Dillon signed to a 1-year deal. All these guys I'm about to name are signed to 1-year deals. I was going to go through that, but it's going to get repetitive. Edge, Joshua Uche, 1 year. Harrison Bryant, tight end. Adoree Jackson, corner. Charlie Hewlett, long snapper to replace my guy Rick Lovato. Avery Williams, who's a running back but also a return specialist. Patrick Johnson, linebacker. Kylan Granson, tight end. Azeez Ojulari, linebacker. Matt Pryor, offensive lineman. Kendall Lamb, offensive tackle. Dorian Thompson Robinson, DTR, if y'all don't know who that is, from the Browns. Quarterback, the backup Jalen, and Kenyon Green, offensive lineman, who we got in the CJGJ trade with the Houston Texans, along with, I believe, a late 5th round or 6th round pick. Don't quote me, but it's like a late 5th, I think. I don't know what these guys gonna do. It's giving plug and play. But the last time we plug and played, we did go to the Super Bowl. We had a couple plug and play guys here on 1-year deals, and we went to another Super Bowl. You know, maybe Howie thinks it'll work again. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see how this goes. They did sign 2 tight ends, so I don't know. It's obvious. It's obvious. I'm what I'm about to lead into, but let me say so. There was this Sports Illustrated article that was put out that talked about Bryce Huff and Dallas Goedert. They signed 2 tight ends. They signed an edge. That might be an area of opportunity for them. But there's a lot of trade rumors around Bryce Huff and Dallas Goedert. Bryce Huff last year was less than productive. He played outstanding for the New York Jets. He came here. Hassan Reddick went there and did not play, and then barely played, or played at the end of the season. He was holding out. But anyway, Bryce Huff came here, and it just wasn't working. Bryce Huff was a product of New York, like that line that he had, and maybe that coaching staff, and the teams that he played, because it just didn't work out here in Philly for whatever reason. He signed a $51 million 3-year deal. But the rumors, according to Sports Illustrated, are that Bryce Huff could possibly be going to the Niners because they need some guys. The Niners are like cleaning house right now. Like, I guess we doing the same thing, but the Niners are cleaning house. Like, why am I blanking on his name, y'all? Like, I'm having like a super brain fart moment. Deebo Samuel. Whoa, I could not remember his name. Sorry, y'all. I know Deebo, but I don't know. I brain farted for a second. Deebo went to Washington. Like, the Niners could use, some pieces because they got rid of some offensive pieces that I was like, oh, wow. I'm actually shocked. You just paid that man and you talking about trading him? Like, there's like things floating around Brandon Ayuk, but this ain't a Niners podcast. This is a Eagles podcast. But I could give you all of the NFLT. Honestly, I know. Honestly, the men are drama filled. That's why I enjoy it. I love sports. Like, the men are the T. Like, they got drama. They got drama. I like the tea. Or the wine, in this case. But there are trade rumors about Bryce Huff going to the Niners. And trade rumors about Dallas Goedert, which is pretty evident. Dallas Goedert has been, in my opinion, pretty injury prone. He missed 7 games this season. This was one of his least productive seasons in his tenure here as an Eagle. In 2023, I think he missed about 3 games, but we didn't make it too far into the postseason. We lost to the Bucks in a wild card round. In 2022, he missed 5 games. Like, every season, it is almost a guarantee that he will miss a few games. And with Grant Calcaterra not necessarily being like this shining star, but with Grant kind of stepping up and them signing 2 tight ends, I think that is, the Eagles are going to see what they could get for Bryce Huff and Dallas Goedert. And I think Dallas Goedert out of the two could definitely get you a little something. Okay. But moving along, let's talk about some other things outside of the roster, which is completely different. Now I got to learn all these new people. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about what everyone's been talking about in the off season. The freaking tush push, bro. The tush push. Like, be all the way for real, y'all. Like, do y'all really think the tush push gotta go? Like, the tush push debate, in my opinion, and I'm gonna put this eloquently, is stupid. It's stupid. Everyone is saying that there's no injury data on it, but yet coaches and GMs and owners are saying people can get injured. Where have you seen that? Bro, I don't live in a vacuum, so I'm going to speak my truth, okay? I don't live in a vacuum. We don't live in a vacuum. As much as I try to keep this all football, it's giving presidential election. Like, people get delusional. Like, people are delusional. There's no injury data on it. Like, when you present facts to people who really want to believe what they want to believe, you can't present facts to those kind of people. Honestly, you just got to ignore them because they're not. The truth lives in their chin. The truth lives in their mind. You can't present facts to certain people because people want to believe what they want to believe, and you can't change that. But there's no injury data, and supposedly this isn't even a football play. This isn't football. This isn't football. This is a rugby play. Jordan Mailata, the original rugby player on the Eagles, has said that this is not a rugby play. So, period. It ends that debate. Because Jordan Mailata is the end-all be-all in the discussion. It's just foolishness, honestly. And they voted, they all went to, I think where was they at? I don't even know where they was at. It was very tropical. I guess they was in Miami, day drinking, having a good time. The coaches, the owners meeting, doing all these things or whatever. Honestly, they looked like they was having a good time. Next time, anyway, I was about to say, next time invite me. Like, who am I? I ain't getting no invite. Girl, sit down. But they voted to ban the tush push. And with that, they voted 16-16. So, like, split right down the middle, which is funny. And, I'm pretty sure all 16 of the teams that voted was NFC teams that banned the tush push. Because, you know what the Eagles did? They beat them. BTA. 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 Speaking of BTA, let's get back to CJGJ. So, speaking of, CJGJ today was on his Instagram story, and, I don't know. People on IG was saying, that he crying, he a crybaby, blah, 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 blah. And, I'm not going to refute that he might just need to chill out a little bit. Like, that is what it is. But this is what he said on his Instagram story. And I quote, Do I quote? Because let me see. And I quote, he said, people show their true colors when I got traded. Curse word, the S word. That's why you ain't heard or seen. What he say? I think I had too much wine. Let me start again. He said, people showed their true colors when I got traded. Curse word. That's why you ain't heard or seen from me. Yeah, dig. Ya dig. And every time he lead the Eagles, he just always got something to say. And CJ, honey, I really, really do like you. But it's not helping your case, baby. It's not helping your case. Now, I did see a post that was like, Nick Sirianni. Blah, blah, blah. It said, I saw a post that pretty much was talking about how he was speaking to the Eagles organization, and this is why Nick Sirianni hasn't heard or seen from him. And I'm like, yo, how did we get Nick Sirianni out of his Instagram post? I have no idea. But also, did I miss something? Did Nick Sirianni say, I haven't talked to CJ in a while? I might have missed that. And then CJ got online and was like, that's why you ain't heard or seen from me. I don't know. But why would Nick Sirianni and CJ still be talking? Yo, this is like, at the end of the day, like, we look at this as football and we're like, oh, they get to just play a game and it's all fun and blah, blah, blah. Yo, this is a job. Athletes, this is a job for them. Think about your job and if you like everyone you work with. And I hope no one from my job is currently listening. They definitely put that I had a podcast out in an email. So hopefully no one from my job is listening. But if they are, you don't like everyone you work with. That's just what it is. Like, everyone's not going to be like best buddies. It's a job. And if I were to leave my job today, or if someone else were to leave their job today, I'm not sure we talk to each other every single day. Honestly, I don't talk to my own friends every single day. But I don't know, like people gotta realize this is a job for all of them. At the end of the day, they come to work, they go home. Some of them probably friends outside of work, but finding friends at work that you hang out with outside of work is rare. It's rare. I have a friend that I met at work, and my girl, that's my girl. That's my girl. But that's rare, I feel like. You definitely can have great relationships with the people you work with and care about them deeply and bring them in parts of your life and have them be a part of certain things in your life. But I feel like CJ, Nick Sirianni, the Eagles organization, is nothing but a job. They go to work, they go home. Anyway, moving along. With all of these roster changes, Eagles gonna have to do something with free agents or the NFL draft. And we shall see what happens. If they sign anybody that might still be looking for a job, or if they draft anybody. I don't know. I have no idea who the Eagles are going to draft. Zero idea. But what I can tell you is we got a few picks, and I know how we will use them to his advantage to trade up, or trade to get the players that he wants. So Eagles obviously got the last pick in the 2025 first round. They got pick number 32. Round 2, they got pick 64. Round 3, pick 96. Round 4, pick 134. And 4 picks in round 5. So in total, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 picks, 8 draft picks. Honestly, that's a lot for a team that just won the Super Bowl. They might trade some, but these are the areas of opportunity that I think we need to really hit on. Number one, safety. We've got to find a safety. With CJ gone, Reed, Sidney Brown, I just feel like, yeah, we got some guys there, but we need more depth because Reed and Sidney Brown, they might miss a game or two, which isn't horrible, but depends what game we talking about here. I think that Reed and Sidney Brown have a lot of potential, but we need depth. Defensive tackle. I was saying earlier that Milton Williams, I think, is going to be more of a hurt piece than we think. I get we got Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis has really stepped up this year. But with Milton Williams being gone, we still need some depth there. Jalen Carter was out there 80% of the time, played 80% of the snaps, maybe a little more. But that's a lot for a person to do continuously every single season. I pray that he can because he is a dog. But if he can't, we need some depth. Jordan Davis. He played about half to 60% of the snaps last season. A little over half of the snaps last season. And I don't we've watched Jordan Davis grow, get a lot better, and I think there is a lot of potential there. But this is like a win now. What can you do for me today, league? And Jordan Davis will have to make a pretty big leap to fill shoes of Fletch. And Milton Williams got most of the snaps last year. He was second when it comes to the snaps. So I think that those are the two biggest areas of opportunity for the Eagles. And we'll see what they do over the next few months. We'll see what they do in June. We'll see what they do in a week during the draft. I think the draft comes on April 24th. I will be tuned in. But I'm interested to see what Howie and Jeffrey do. I'm excited for the offseason, especially with all of the commotion and movement. I'm excited to kind of just see what plays out. I don't know about Shaw. I'm looking forward to it. But I'm going to wrap this up. This is good. I don't know what you call that. It's like ferment. I just feel like it. That at the bottom, while that might seem gross in your drink or anything like that, I just feel like for wine, that just shows me it's fresh. These grapes, somebody crushed them with their toes. They probably ain't crush them with their toes, y'all. That's just what I'm thinking. Also, I'm really proud of my dog. She was so quiet during this episode. Y'all, I got my dog some Prozac for dogs. A1 so far. We got about half a month left. 2 more weeks. We'll see how we do. But anyway, I'm sure we'll be talking again very soon. I might do something. I'll try to get more consistent, but during the off season, it'll probably be very inconsistent. It'll only be a podcast when something's actually happening, which a lot has happened over the last few weeks. Maybe I'll do something again after the draft and then training camp. We'll see how it goes. We'll see. I'm not making any promises. But honestly, I'm ready for next season. But these guys need a vacation. Anyway, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell they friend that your girl Sasha has a podcast. Word of mouth is the best way. But until next time, this is Fourth and Wine.